Hi folks, my name is Colonel Retired Pat Stogren. I left the Canadian Armed Forces in 2007 after having served as the first operational commander of ground troops in Canada's war in Afghanistan, and I went on to be Canada's first Veterans Ombudsman from 2007 to 2010. It's my pleasure now to introduce you to a friend of mine, Retired Sergeant Fabian Henry. Sergeant Henry is a distinguished veteran of 10 years of military service that included peacekeeping operations in Haiti and frontline combat operations in Afghanistan. By his own admission, he joined the forces for a job and the prospect of playing competitive hockey. That's the gladiator sport of the Canadian Army. But his military prowess rivaled his skills on ice, and he progressed rapidly through the ranks. Fabian's commitment to the team, especially the sappers under his command, was second only to his commitment to the mission. Fabian is a true warrior. However, I'm not here today to introduce you to Fabian Henry, the warrior, but instead to Fabian Henry, the leader. Having been unceremoniously released from the Canadian Armed Forces due to the psychological wounds he endured from prolonged, high-intensity combat, Fabian was well on his way down the desperate path that too many of his comrades in arms had traveled in taking their own lives, until one day he discovered that marijuana alleviated the life-threatening symptoms that ravaged him. In the selfless way of a true leader, Fabian not only shared his knowledge with friends and comrades, he became the catalyst for the Veteran Affairs program that provides this life-saving herb to other suffering warriors today. Fabian Henry is a true pioneer in providing medicinal cannabis to military veterans in Canada. Sergeant Fabian has traveled the world learning alternative medicines and eclectic methods for the treatment of stress wounds, and still freely offers the fruits of his labor to anybody who is interested, be they psych casualties from the military or first responders, caregivers, and even corporate enterprises, having been highly successful himself as an entrepreneur in the cannabis trade. But Fabian bristles at talk about the economic potential of the cannabis industry because he truly believes passionately that he is in the business of saving lives. And I'm here to tell you folks, Sergeant Henry is saving lives. The number of military veterans suffering from operational stress injuries who can attest to being alive today due to Fabian Henry's personal intervention is legion, but it pales in comparison to the number of people at large who are actually beneficiaries of his pioneering work in medicinal cannabis. And I believe his plans for the future have the potential of a knock-on benefit for many, many more Canadians who themselves are dealing with mental health issues. This is a lesson in leadership for all of us. My name is Colonel Retired Pat Stogren, and it was my pleasure to introduce you to a friend of mine, Retired Sergeant Fabian Henry.